where did you come up with this this pseudo logic about gravity has Saturn has gravity, so we have gravity? It's not logic. All that is a couple of opinions. Okay. So you think your magician guy, your magic man in the sky, you can call him God if you want to. You can worship it all you want to. It doesn't change the fact that it's magic. That you're so stupid. I mean, you're so. Your mind works in such a strange way that you can't understand science. Not being able to understand science and being a Christian, you can automatically assume that your hero did it, your superhero guy, the God guy. So, do you follow the Bible? Can I ask you a couple of questions? I mean, you tried to ask us questions, we atheists. By the way, the word is just a word. We don't have a place to go to. We don't have a group. We don't worship anything. And no, you can't hijack the word belief and faith. They're not just, they're not exclusive to Christianity or to deity belief. Okay, they're just not. I mean, I have faith that if I turn on this light switch, see the light? I have faith that if I flick that switch, or however you want to word it, this light will go out, that the electrons will no longer flow, that this gas inside this bulb will no longer heat up, and that the lamp will go out. I have faith that that will happen. Can I prove that? Sure. How's that? Okay? Now, believe. I believe in a lot of things. Yeah, I do believe in science because, well, it's believable. And I ridicule religion because it's ridiculous. When something is ridiculous, it deserves naught but ridicule. You understand that? Your little man in the sky. Why don't you say a prayer that, of course, you're gonna blame this on me anyway. You're gonna judge me and say that God did this for some reason, one reason or another. But why don't you pray and ask your God to give me my legs back, lady? If you can do that, then you have converted. Then you have converted a human being who was born an atheist, as were you. And all your little friends, Pat Robertson included. And Reverend Osborne, your little buddy, yeah, trust me, he would love to have a private prayer session with you. Yep. The problem is you might have to bring your little brother, because he likes little boys. Or you could always dress up like a little boy, and that would be fine. But oh, trust me, he would love to have a private prayer session with you. And you're welcome to. Go right ahead. Why is it that Christians, who are basically the new magicians, the new druids, seem to think that they're, they say they don't judge, they respect everybody's beliefs, And then in the next sentence, they're going to say that they're all going to go to hell because they really aren't the right one. It's not respect for anything. That's just a blatant lie. People are liars. Every one of you Christians, you're all freaking liars. That's what you are. You can't help it. Well, okay. The reason you're a liar is because you were given the lie that you tell, and instead of actually testing, instead of actually looking into it yourself and trying to find out the real evidence, is there really something out there that can help me, make me a better person, and give me the morals that I don't have? Because I don't know right from wrong. I'm a Christian. I need some deity to tell me right from wrong, or I'm going to be running around here murdering people. Only Christians think that way. Hey, in fact, talk to every single man on death row. Every one of them. And I'll bet you'll find maybe 1 out of 100 that are not some kind of a religious person, or they're accepting the last rites from their priest or whatever. Go figure that out. If your Jesus is so powerful and your God is so omniscient, why can't these people be saved and told not to murder? You know, you're not going to answer. They're rhetorical questions, you dumbass. You call me names. You assign silly behaviors to me. Things that only people like you think of. You go, normal people, believers, people who aren't normal, atheists. I mean, you start out with a supposition and an assumption and a judgment. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Don't forget. And also, another thing. Are you an only child? Just curious. I want to ask you a question. Do you have a brother or sister? If so, do they believe the way you do, exactly as you do? Your biblical interpretation? Have you read Leviticus by any chance? You think you might want to do that? You want me to read some Leviticus to you? I will. I'm going to make another video for you, my young friend, and I'm going to read some Leviticus to you, because that's probably one of the most wonderful parts of the Bible. I mean, if you want to learn how to live, you can learn how to live that way, or how about the way you told Abraham? I mean, you remember that, right? Abraham, the rock, and Abraham was going to, sacrifice his son to God because God told him to. But the angel stayed his hand and said, "Don't do that. I was only kidding." Oh, fuck. And instead of killing him, I'll tell you what you ought to do. Just slice off a piece of his penis and all his relatives. All male relatives, including his slaves. Oh yeah, God and Jesus, they condone slavery. Love it. Even tell you how to beat your slave. Not until you hurt him. They do. Read your Bible. Read that stupid book. Instead of making judgments on atheists, we just want you to be a human being. We don't want you to worship anything or anyone. That's the point. We don't do that. That's not real. That's like schizophrenic type stuff that you're talking about. You sound just like a schizophrenic. Hearing voices, God's telling you, giving you orders, saying these prayers. Good afternoon. All right, I'll do you another video and ask you some questions. I'd like you to answer. Thank you. Good night. I'm just an earthling.